Investors acts about me. Investors acts about me. Investors acts about me. Investors acts about me. I'm a hustler.
Quick story time. Genocide. Not your typical distressed real estate story. So you got to accept that once you get out from behind your desk or whatever you do all day and out there into the real world and deal with people who have real problems, you're going to see some crazy shit. And I'm not just talking about death, dismemberment, drugs, and divorce. I mean, there is some really crazy distress out there, and this story is going to highlight some of it, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Here we go. The story begins like many of my other real estate investing stories when I get a call to my Pat Live system. This time the call comes out of an old newspaper article that I had in the Bergen Record. And for mentioning that is because it's important to track where your leads are coming from. You're spending your money on marketing, and you want to spend more money where you're getting more bang for your buck. So tracking is always very important with marketing, and if you're not doing it, you're not marketing correctly. You need to know where your leads are coming from. Anyway, I got a call from a lovely young Jamaican girl by the name of Genocide. Genocide being the hard-working, caretaking, family-oriented individual that she was, took some time off of work to go take care of her sick mother back at home in Jamaica. 7 months later, when Genocide returned home after her mom had passed, she had found a foreclosure note on her front door. Poor Genocide had neglected to make a mortgage payment the entire time she was gone, leaving her over $14,000 in back payments. And though nurses make a good living, she didn't have that kind of coin on hand. Furthermore, she was not married, did not have any children, so who really needs a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house as a single woman anyway? After speaking with Genocide at length over the phone, she decided to sell, and I made an appointment to come out and see the house in Teaneck, New Jersey. The house honestly didn't strike me as anything special. It's your typical Teaneck house, but then again, I don't really like real estate. I like making money and helping people, or helping people and making money. It depends on what side of the bed I get up on. Anyway, yeah, 4 walls, a roof, a floor, I'll take it. I decided to tie it up in my typical I'm gonna buy your house strategy with my massive risk-it-all $10 binder deposit. For some reason, I always got a couple $10 bills in my wallet, and you don't even have to write checks anymore. Just hand one over, take a picture of the person receiving it, and there's your receipt. If they ever said they didn't get it, show them the picture. But it wasn't until I decided to sell this house did it actually get interesting. Now, I didn't do anything too out of the ordinary to sell this house for me. I mean, I put a bunch of signs up in front of it. I think I might have put an ad in the paper and maybe sent an email out to my buyers list, pushing all the calls back to my Pat Live system, calling everybody back personally, making sure that they're pre-qualified, and if they're not, pushing them off to a mortgage broker who I know, love, and trust. Then setting a time for them to see the house and asking them to text me or call me upon arrival. When they arrive, they're going to realize that I am not going to be there. I already have their pre-approval letter. Mortgage brokers got many of their documents, including their driver's license and their social security number. The neighbors are actually watching the house for me. I give them the lockbox code to the house. It's always the same, 0000. They get the key, they go in, they spend as much time as they like. I tell them to text me and let me know when the key is back in the box, and if they'd like to talk afterwards. Well, I get an interesting call from a man afterwards who actually wants to take me out to lunch. Says his name is Norman Love, and he's got a great idea to use this house to make money. So I meet him at the Coach House Diner at noon on a Saturday. And this man shows up and looks like a legit pimp. Gold-rimmed glasses, chains, a ring on every finger, a diamond fucking Rolex, even has a diamond in his teeth. Asks me what I think the house is really worth, and if I could sell it to him for a little more, maybe $10,000, because at the closing, he wants me to take that extra $10,000 and go to some kind of shop and buy him a whole bunch of webcams, because his plan to make money out of this crib is to rent it out to a bunch of female FDU nursing students who can live in the house for the low price of free, with the understanding that throughout the house there would be literally hundreds of cameras at every angle to satisfy people's voyeuristic needs. Now you gotta remember, this is in the days before OnlyFans, so they're literally gonna watch you in the shower, sleeping, everything, and I guess there's people out there that get off on this shit. So naturally, I sold him the house, and he got ready for webcam girls. And I mean, I did have to hand it to him. He showed me the numbers, and it looked like it was gonna make a lot more than like the close to $3,000 you can get for it if you rented it out on a monthly basis. Jacinth was happy because she got her delinquent mortgage paid off and she got to move on with her life. So, I mean, shit, why not be happy? And then there's little old me. I made a little over $50,000, and I think it was just over 3 months for really just knowing what to do. I didn't fix up the house. I didn't swing a hammer. I just made connections. And you got to ask yourself, I mean, would you throw yourself into something like this if the upside was something that high? If it is, you can always pause the video, text ABC to the number on your screen. Look forward to speaking with you. So anyway, this is where it gets weird. You didn't think webcam girls was weird, did you? A couple weeks after the closing, the FBI shows up on my doorstep. They want to know what I know about this man, and they have a picture of Norman Love. I tell him, oh, that's Norman Love. He just bought a house from me. We had lunch together. Seemed like a pretty nice guy. Not giving him too much information, but yeah, I do know who he is. It's not like I could deny it. I just sold him a house on paper, and they asked me if they can come in. So I said, sure, let me make you guys coffee. They proceed to tell me that the Norman Love, who I met, know, love, and respect, Norman Love, the man who dressed like a pimp, was actually known as Charles Wooday. I'm probably totally butchering that name, but he was an instrumental player in the Rwandan genocide. He had something to do with the people on the radio that gave the order to cut the tall trees, which had one tribe turn against the other tribe. And I mean, it was a fucking massacre. It's some really horrific shit. And after he played a part in actively exterminating a people from the planet, he escaped. Now, is he Hitler? No. But he's pretty fucking far from a good guy. And I guess he had used one of his many aliases, Norman Love, to buy this webcam house for me. I call my lawyer, I answer all the questions I need to, and we hand over the entire file. They later go and apprehend this man, who I understand is awaiting trial for his role in this genocide in Rwanda back in, I think it happened in the 80s. Pretty wild shit. And just when I think it's over, 4 months later, another set of FBI agents comes back to my house and starts asking me a bunch of questions about a house that I sold to Norman Love. It's incredibly suspicious, and they're investigating it for some kind of white-collar crime because he allegedly first payment defaulted, and now the house is in foreclosure. Agents explained to me that this is incredibly suspicious, and this is why loans are so heavily underwritten and scrutinized so this doesn't happen. I then told them, well, maybe you should underwrite and scrutinize your own police work, because the reason why this payment or this loan first payment defaulted is because this guy Norman Love is now in your custody, and you took me in to help find him. I handed everything over to you. He didn't pay because he's in jail because of you. I'm glad I could help you solve that mystery. If you need another special agent, please call me up. Guys, if you'd like to have a crazy, exciting life with a bunch of wild stories and make a bunch of money, text ABC to the number on your screen. I'd love to work with you. Let's get you on the phones and get you some deals. Bye for now.